Scorpio, hope you're well. So this is going to be your reading for July 2024. And I forgot to say on the other videos, but of course if anybody wants a personal reading, you can find out how to book one on my website, and the link is in the description box below the video. Okay, so they're showing me Mary Magdalene, like a statue standing there. She's merging, so she's kind of becoming the Statue of Liberty and representing justice, and also the Justice card, and just generally like saintly. She's got like a saint's crown or whatever they call it around the top of the head. It's like you've got saintly energy this month. There's something going on that's really profoundly destined and fated. It's liberating, something that's going to liberate you from your shackles, they're saying. So you are going to be freed. Of course, Lady Liberty is all about freedom and kindness. They're saying true love. They're saying a really enveloping energy of like relinquishing into something that is meant to be wholeness. They're saying like you're finding your wholeness. We've also got a lot of Native American energy supporting you this month. So they're saying travel and trips. So some of you might be traveling physically. Some of you might just be feeling like you're more connected to another place or another time. There is something that is, like they said, meant to be about everything this month. So it's a month to let go and just go with it and see what happens, and not try and push yourself in any direction, or you don't want to cause any resistance by trying to push yourself and make yourself do something that you don't feel like doing. Less is more, they're saying. You need to back off from situations that trigger you, that make you feel that you're in any way kind of feeling an energy of like coercion or being forced to do something. The Mary Magdalene, is it Mary Magdalene? Mary, the Mother of God, Mother of Jesus. That's the one they're showing me. It's that energy of like kindness and being kind to yourself and healing yourself and just accepting your situation as it is. But also, you can't change your situation. Maybe you can't change other people and what they expect of you. But there's something here about you just kind of drawing away from it all and not engaging with it in whatever and however you need to do that. Like, you've got to snuggle yourself, they're saying, mother yourself, and whatever that takes. Excuses, there's no judgment on anything. You make an excuse to get out of something. There's no judgment from higher self. What you do, whatever you've got to do to protect yourself, basically, they're saying, because you've got big news coming and big changes coming for you, and you need to be at your best for that, and not have your energy stripped from you in things that aren't going to be of any consequence in your future. So that's where they've got the trips and the travel, I think, as well. It's like your life's going to be changing, and something else is coming around for you. So everything's going to be let go of that you're currently going through, including physical situations and people and events, including things like jobs and locations that you're currently at. So if you feel like people want a lot of energy from you in that direction, like in something you're currently engaged in, but you feel it's not important for you to engage, then trust that feeling, because what it's telling you is that that situation's not going to be in your life much longer, and it's not going to be important. So therefore, why would you engage your energy there? And if your inner self, your higher self, is trying to tell you to focus in a different direction, and actually just maybe in doing nothing, that's because they're getting you ready for something that's coming later. So they want you to regroup and find your center, your core, and you're feeling good. Right, so we've got Four of Cups, which is something that's not there. Something that it's a feeling, maybe. It's like your life doesn't quite feel like it's there yet in terms of where you want it to be. And again, it's like where you're at right now in your life is not going to be where you're going to be. So, of course, you're going to feel like your life isn't where it's meant to be, because it's not where it's going to be. And also, where it is does not require the time and attention it's asking from you, is what they're saying. And also, again, this Statue of Liberty is like you're destined to go somewhere else. It's like how New York represents the birth of a nation, because all the immigrants went through, well, not all of them, a lot of them went through New York, right? So it's like you are going to be an immigrant somewhere in essence, like, maybe physically, but also just emotionally. You're going to start a brand new journey, and there's a brand new horizon going to open up for you. So the way you feel is representative of how your life is going to end in a way and start in another way. So you're bang on with that if that's what you're feeling. You're right about that. So trust that feeling. And it's almost like you're being released from something as it's going on. We've got Six of Cups, which is reunion energy. Something starting again for you in terms of love. And this is going to bring a lot of happiness and a lot of reward. Again, they're showing like a vista. Like I'm looking out onto a brand new world, and you creating a brand new life for yourself somewhere else, completely different to where you are. You're everything, just everything changed, and everything that you're going through right now completely disappeared. Like you don't even remember it happened. So certainly the things that are being asked of you right now that you don't feel that are important to you, is because you're not even going to remember them at some point, that you even engaged in that way with life, right? And you've got Page of Cups coming out as well. Brand new journey in love coming for you, and a brand new start somewhere in terms of that. And with that, and with the one you love, they're saying, the one that you're meant to be with. So this love that is the one that you're meant to be with is not anything that you have felt already. It might be a person you know already, but the feeling is completely different. There's no feeling of angst. There's no feeling of worry. There's no feeling of stress. There's no feeling of, are they in this with me? Because they're completely in it with you. And it's not for you to you won't even have those thoughts about this person and this love when this starts for you. Either starting or starting again. Two of Pentacles, which is two people, and you've got one coming in here for you, and it's the person that's out of view, they're saying, in the Four of Cups. So it's the one that you want and the one that you desired and the one that you have lost, possibly. And they're coming back in here in the Two of Pentacles. And then Nine of Pentacles, which is you in your power. And this is in your environment and listening to your higher self. It can be very, it can be a very stressful thing, right, to disengage from something that you know isn't right for you when you've got other people telling you it's something that you should do. You have to remember that you own yourself, right? You are not a slave to anybody or anything. And everything turns out right for you through your feeling and your feeling of feeling good. So if things are making you feel bad, you have to draw away from it. There's a lot of excuses that are put on people in the physical dimension through ego. Oh, you've got to do this thing, otherwise, you're not going to get this, you're not going to do that. You've got to do this thing, it's what's expected of you. Oh, you signed up for it, you've got to do it. The truth is that everything can change on the head of a dime, right? The flick of a dime. It's like your physical environment can change just because your feeling changes. So your feeling is your most important thing that you have to focus on. You're feeling good. So you could have in your head like machinations about whatever it is that's trying to get hold of you in the physical world and make you into a slave, whether it's a job or a meeting or a group of people or some obligation that you signed up for or something like that. I would just say the power is in letting go of it in your head to start with. So don't second guess yourself and don't preempt situations. So if you've got a meeting coming up, for example, and you think in this meeting they're going to ask you, or maybe you know they're going to ask you to do something and it's going to be time consuming and you know you don't want to do it and it's not how you want to spend your days or your time, don't be in your head thinking about how you're going to answer them before you've even got there, because you're going to change the situation by feeling differently before you get there. So just feel to yourself, I'm feeling really good, everything's going to turn out exactly how I want it. And what it is you're going towards or having to go towards is going to be therefore reflected in the power of how you feel. And those people will just back off, I get, and back away from you and leave you alone. And, you know, maybe you'll just find yourself, as you're guided by higher self in the meeting, saying something that's spontaneous and they agree with it. Something like that, you know, and it's no trouble at all and no difficulty at all for you to extricate yourself from what might have been, what you feel might be a very difficult situation. So you've got to stop feeling that it's going to be a difficult situation to change the situation before you get to the situation that's coming this month. Justice is coming out, right? So that is what's coming. So it is going to turn out all right for you by you focusing on you knowing it will turn out all right for you. That's what you've got to do, because everything will turn out right for you if you just know and feel that everything's going to turn out all right for you. You have ultimate power over your life by feeling that everything will turn out all right for you. That's how you reclaim your power from everything around you that would take you away from your feeling good and from being in your power and your autonomy over your life. Whether that's situations, people, events that are like on the horizon, you reclaim your power by just like breathing, deep breaths basically, because you connect to your higher self through breathing, really filling your lungs, standing up straight so you can fill your lungs, you know, looking at the sky, the stars, the trees, the birds, connecting in with the physical dimension in the most beautiful way possible, and telling yourself everything and fully believing and trusting that everything will turn out right for you is how you change your physical dimension. And then we've got a brand new journey coming up in the Fool in relation to love. So it's almost like they want you to just be filled with your own buoyancy, which is the Nine of Pentacles woman. It's the feeling and the physical dimension of being completely at one with yourself, your ownership of self, right? It's got nothing to do with controlling other people, which is why they're saying in your head, don't go into like this verbal script, like, oh God, they're going to say that to me and then I'm going to have to say that, because that's ego. Free yourself of the ego. Just know, breathe, know. It's all going to turn out for me. Notice how your physical body feels in relation to the fear of what might be coming up, and try and allay that fear by breathing deeply, because if you breathe deeply into every organ and every cell of your body, you will release the fear. Stretch as well. Stretching is really good. You know, I mean yoga ideally, but just like throw in some shapes and deep breaths, because remember when you go into like stress, you start to shorten, your breaths get shorter. And eventually you hyperventilate, eventually you have a panic attack. So you want to focus on deep breathing. Right, and then just slowing and stopping and nothing and no thoughts, basically. And that's how you own your power. No thoughts, feeling good, slow it all down. Slow it down. Okay, and then we've got your strength coming up in relation to you and what's coming for you in terms of love. There is a love relationship coming to you. Right, so that's really like, again, you don't want to be in your ego about it, hanging on to it egoically, like when's it coming, who's it going to be, what's he going to say, or she. You don't want to be in any kind of ego about it. You just want to know and smile and breathe and trust and feel love right now in yourself, right now, for whatever is going on. And again, it's like very much focus on nature, because that will connect you into what is free of ego. And just looking at nature and, you know, and not getting stressed and worked up about things that haven't happened yet, that might be coming towards you, you feel, and let go of that. And that's how you're going to bring along love, because if you're in love in the present moment, you're bringing along love in the next moment. If you're in stress in the present moment, you're bringing along stress in the next moment, which is why you've got to let go of the stress now, and then you won't bring it along. That's the strength, right? Because it is a work of art, being in the now and feeling love in the now, because we can all go in our heads and start to like wind it up into a little ball of knots. And Six of Pentacles, which is someone reaching out in the physical dimension. So that's the one here that's out of reach or has been out of reach. And underneath as well, you've got how you connect into the physical dimension and your power over it. So your power over your physical dimension is not engaging in the physical dimension in any way that's giving it anything to bring you something you don't want. So you can't engage with the fear in any way. You can't talk to yourself in a fearful way. You can't feel the fear in your heart. You can't worry about things that haven't turned up or aren't there. You have to feel completely at one in your present moment, your physical existence, which is a lot of relinquishment of fear. It's not about replacing it with, a longing or a desire. It's about just letting go of everything and just saying, I know everything is turning up the way I want it to turn up. That's how it comes in the physical, right? That's how you use your brain. You don't have to say, well, I want this, I want that, I haven't got it. Where is it? I need it. You just say, no, everything is turning out right for me, because then it can bring you along whatever it is you need next to make you feel good, so you feel better in the next moment, so that you can be more in your faith, in your trust about, well, look, if I feel this way, it's definitely turning up better in the next moment, right? So that's your power over the present moment. So that's where it wants you to be, the energy this month. And here we've got Six of Pentacles, which is someone coming along from that. So that's where you start, they're not there, and that's where you finish, they're there. And it's about love, and it's a new journey, and it's a person coming in, but they're getting it right. It's a being in your power in a physical dimension. It's a reunion in sorts. It's a reunion with your eternal self, your vibrational self, and the Strength card, which is a reunion of the masculine and feminine through that power of being in your oneness in your physical life, which means your oneness is connected to source, connected to your vibrational self, not connected to your ego. All right, so that's it for Scorpio. And I will see you in the next one. Lots of love. Take care.